British crowd. He's riding it to the finish.
Final event on this 5th day of competition at Hayward Field in the U.S. Olympic Trials presented by BMW. This is the final in the men's 5,000 meters with 37-year-old Bernard Lagat. He'll be 38 in December. Two-time Olympic medalist at 1,500 meters, bronze and silver, but he's never won the individual gold. He has 5 world titles indoors and outdoors to his credit, but seeking that elusive Olympic gold.
Sounds obvious, but that's what his focus has been. He says every day when he wakes up, every day when he goes to bed, that's what he's been thinking about. And his coach, James Lee, says he's got one objective for this race. Stay out of trouble. He hopes that it's an honest race, a faster pace, and then he wants to work on his finish at the end. He says he's about 90% of his best shape. He saved something for London.
There to see their dad compete. And they're on their way. 12.5 laps. But of course, Bernard Lagat will have to deal with Galen Rupp here, who is coming back after setting the Olympic trials record in his win in the 10,000 meters earlier in the meet.
See number 11 in the middle of the screen in the black uniform, Galen Rupp, a great victory in that 10,000 meters. His coach Alberto Salazar told me that he actually feels better tonight than he did before the 10,000 meters. So he came back well from that 10,000 meter experience. Obviously happy to be on the team. I said, does it matter if he makes this team? Is this important? He said it's very important. He said sometimes runners do a better race or have a better race in their second event. Look at Mo Farah last summer, where he lost the 10,000 meters at the World Championships but came back and won the 5,000 meters. He says Galen wants to have that same opportunity.
Mo Trefay sets the early pace here. Andrew Bumbelow is also up there. And take a look at the competitors here in the 5,000 meter final. And of course, Galen Rupp sure to get a lift from the crowd as he did in the 10,000 meters. He's one of the local favorites, former University of Oregon runner.
I'm not sure you could call this a pace at this point, Tom, as they went out slower for the first lap than the women did, and the women weren't out particularly quickly.
Yes, let's check in with Lewis Johnson.
Well, Tom, I have 3 ladies here that keep saying.
All right, Lewis, and Kim didn't give up on the dream, and the dream is realized with that dramatic finish. Here in the 5,000, Mo Trefay continues to lead. Robert Chesaret is in second place. He's Bernard Lagat's younger brother. Brandon Bethke, Andrew Bumbelow, Galen Rupp, Bernard Lagat, Lopez Lamong, as they're strung out here in the 5,000 meters.
Well, no one's ever surprised to see Mo Trefay up front. He likes to lead. He often does that in road races where he's had his most success as a runner. And Bethke was the one people thought might actually push the pace. So not surprising to see the 2 of them up front.
Yeah, it is Trefay and Bethke 1-2 with Chesaret, Bumbelow, Rupp, and Lagat. And of course, also again, the way you have to reach London is to achieve the A standard. And here are the runners in this race that have achieved the A, and it's a short list.
And were we to have reviewed carefully the race before, I would have said these are the 4 with the chance. I really didn't think that the race would go particularly quickly. Now you've got at least a couple of guys who are working to try to make that happen.
Trefay and Bethke opening up some distance on the rest of the field.
And you see up at the front of the chase pack at this point, Bernard Lagat, who's always knows where he needs to be in a race, and he's being followed closely by Lopez Lamong. For him, this is brand new territory. He ran a 5,000 meters to qualify for the Olympic trials, and that's about the extent of his 5,000 meter experience.
Now Galen Rupp comes up to join them. He's on the outside there, so Lagat, Lamong, and Rupp as they continue to chase the 2 leaders, Trefay and Bethke, who are running side by side now with 8 laps remaining. We will take a break and be back for the conclusion of the men's 5,000 in just a moment. Eugene to Hayward Field on the Oregon campus, where the 5,000 meters continues. And Mo Trefay is in front. The race has tightened considerably since we took that break. Brandon Bethke is still in second place, but no big gap anymore. Bernard Lagat has closed it. He's in third. Then Lopez Lamong, Galen Rupp, Andrew Bumbalough with 5 laps to go.
Trofei trying to push the pace yet again and draw some people out. What happened was Lagat led the field back up to Bethke and Trofei. Then they sat for a bit, and now they've picked it up again.
And Bethke starts to fade a bit as Trofei opens up. Lagat, Lamong, and Rupp. And now Bethke has dropped back behind Bumbalough. So Mo Trofei pushing it a little bit as they enter the turn for the home straightaway. Bernard Lagat still biding his time. He has that great kick normally.
Well, you know, that's what everyone expects. They think it's going to come down to a kick. The kickers in the field are, of course, as you say, Lagat, who's proven it many times before. Lamong, who has a scary finish. This is a guy who everyone says no one really knows what he's going to do. Remember, at the last Olympic trials, he ran the 800 and 1500. Fifth in the 800. He made the team in the 1500. Now he's moved up to the 5,000 meters. He ran a race last month at Stanford where he finished incredibly quickly, but he was done a lap early.
There's Mika, Bernard Lagat's son, cheering him on every time he goes past. And Lagat is in second place behind Mo Trofei. So it's Trofei, Lagat, Lamong, Rupp, and Bumbalough.
Talking about kicks, one person that they say, you know, could mix it up with these guys if it did come down to the kick is True, who you see on the left of the screen with the red on. He's shadowing the group. Bumbalough, who's in the green in the middle of the screen, proved that he's got a good finish when he and Rupp finished with successive laps of 58 and 55. Very fast finishing for Bumbalough, and he's feeling full of run based on that performance. And Rupp was not thought of as a fast finisher prior to this season. That's what they've been working on all year. And they feel confident now that he can run with anybody on the last lap. He's certainly going to get a test of that today.
3 laps to go. Trofei, who does not have the London A standard, followed by Lagat, as you hear Mika cheering on his dad, Bernard Lagat. Then Lopez Lamong, and then Galen Rupp, and then Andrew Bumbalough. Lagat, Lamong, Rupp, and Bumbalough all have the A standard. Trofei does not.
Of course, based on what they saw in the last race, I don't think they want to take any chances. I'm not sure if they're out there computing where Trofei is in terms of a pace. It does not appear that he's on 13:20 pace based on the faster laps and then slower laps that he's been running. But we were saying that in the women's race as well.
Bumbalough now has passed Galen Rupp on the inside.
Well, and you can see why Rupp's moving out onto the shoulder of Lamong. If a move comes, whether it's with 2 laps to go, which we're coming up to, or whether it's on the last lap, he does not want to give away anything to Bernard Lagat. You don't want to spot someone any distance when you're getting down to the sprinting. I like where Bumbalough is on the inside. I think that's a good place to be right now.
Less than 2 laps to run. Trofei still leads. Lagat is second. Rupp now third. Then Lamong fourth and Bumbalough fifth. True is sixth.
So who's going to make the first move here? The one who I don't think will make a move is Lamong. I think he'll wait as long as possible.
And Lagat now takes over the lead, and Rupp goes with him stride for stride. Lamong follows him, and so does Bumbalough as Trofei fades back.
Bumbalough checking out the other 3 and also looking at the screen to see who's behind. It's coming down to that classic kickers race that we often see in qualifying races, and that's what Alberto Salazar said Rupp's got to be ready for in the 10,000 meters in London.
Into the home straightaway. Lagat on the inside, Rupp on the outside. They're right together. Followed by Lamong and Bumbalough and True and Trofei. Final lap looms.
And talking to Galen Rupp's coach Alberto Salazar and Lopez Lamong's coach Jerry Schumacher, both of them have run workouts where they ran a full workout, came down to their last effort at the end of the day, and they were able to run a 50-second 400 meter. Galen Rupp is running this whole lap like a sprinter.
Rupp has the lead. Lamong is second. Legat now moves to challenge for second. Here comes Bernard Legat. Rupp is in front. Legat takes over second. They're in the turn for home. Lamong is third. Bumbelow fourth. Coming to the home straightaway. Rupp and Legat come stride for stride. It's Rupp on the inside, Legat on the outside, and Legat surges to the front and now starts to pull away. Here's Bernard Legat, 37 years old, racing for the finish, but Rupp's not done yet. He's coming back. It's Rupp to win it. Legat second and Lamong third.
What an amazing finish. 52 seconds for his last lap, and guess what? His winning time, 13:22:67. Guess what he just did? He broke the Olympic trials record of Steve Prefontaine.
Wow.
Is that destiny?
And he did it at Hayward Field.
Did it at Hayward Field. He's also an Oregon Duck. He also trains in Oregon, and he did it and beat Bernard Legat for the first time in his career. 14 times they'd raced in their career. And now Galen Rupp has beaten the man who really established outstanding distance running over the last few years in the United States. It's very, very difficult to come back when you've been passed, especially when you've been passed by Bernard Legat. That was a move that you just didn't think Galen Rupp could come back from. But he kept within himself. He spotted the opportunity to pass, and he took it. Lamong on the left of the screen also sprinted extremely well, although he couldn't keep up with the other two.
What a race. And so, once again, Galen Rupp has set an Olympic trials record. He did it when he won the 10,000 earlier. And now he does it in winning the 5,000. Passed in the home stretch. Comes back again to pass. And Bernard Legat, with such dignity as always, waves to the crowd. His children accompany him on a victory lap, and Galen Rupp accepting the adulation of this Oregon crowd. The hometown hero wins it 13:22:67. Legat and Lamong complete the U.S. Olympic team at 5,000 meters for the London Games.